Hello and welcome to our review of Age of Wonders 4. Developed by Triumph Studios and published by Paradox Interactive, Age of Wonders 4 is a 4X fantasy strategy game. In this game, you create a civilization, you take control of it, and you play a 4X game. Normally, I have a whole script written out, but we're going to try to wing this one. So this is going to be a longer one. I will try to edit out the dead air as best I can. And we're going to go with it because there is a lot to cover here. But as always, the first question we ask is this game worth the asking price of $50? And the answer to that is yes. Very much yes. This game is incredibly well done from start to finish. There is... If this is not the best, one of the best, if this is not the best fantasy strategy game you play, outside of nostalgia, because there's Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and other ones, I understand nostalgia plays a lot, but if it's not the best, it is probably going to be one of the best you play up until 2023 and hopefully beyond. It is very well done. And like I said, there is a lot to cover here. First of all, the graphics are well done. The music is great. But what really takes the cake with this is
choose your destination.
Create a realm. There are so many different modifiers you can add when creating a map. And then the map is procedurally generated on those based on those modifiers. That this is probably the first game where I feel comfortable actually saying, without any hyperbole or stretching the truth, that there is near limitless replay potential on map creation alone. As even the story maps and the story mode use this system, meaning you could play the same story map 10, 12 times in a row. And yes, while, you could be alright, it will have regenerating infestations. The actual map itself, the zones it's broken into, the terrain, that sort of thing, probably won't repeat at all for quite a number of iterations. On top of that,
choose your destination.
When you create a faction, there are pre-made ones, but it's a very fun system of, this is your physical form, just window dressing. But there's a body trait that you can add, and then a mind trait that you can add. The forms come with their default ones, but these traits, mixing and matching, yes, some are stronger, yes, some are weaker, but none of them are like, oh, don't ever pick this. They all have strengths and weaknesses. Meaning you could make a lizard folk poisonous cold blood, or lizard folk quick reflexes stalwart, or something like that. So there is a lot of replay value in there as well. In addition to that, you have to choose your race's culture, which can have an impact on the game. You choose trait points, which have further impacts on the game. Silver Tongue is always a good one, and Adept Settlers. And then the science are these tomes. And the nice thing about these tomes is they modify how you play the game. So if I choose this tome, I can give my race poisonous weapons. Or I can choose to make them zealots. Or I can choose to make them have lightning abilities. So there's a lot of...
What is your ruler's origin?
What's the word I want? I apologize for this. There's a lot of customization here between creating everything, and then you choose the type of ruler. We're going to go Dragon Lord just because.
Reveal
and then you go beyond that, and now you can... There's a lot of customization and how it looks. And then you can design the title and write up a story and so on and so forth.
Starts here.
So I've created a number of custom factions. I believe this is the one we just created. So we're just going to do this. Oh, right. This was just create faction.
Choose
So
your destination.
there is so much customization here, and it's well done. And it's meaningful. Meaningful. That
Your journey starts here.
there is just tons and tons of replay value. So for a $50 game, you're getting your money's worth. You're probably going to be playing this for a solid, I would say, I put in 200 plus hours and I'm still playing. So you're going to get your money's worth. And you will see these fade-ins and fade-outs. Again, I'm trying to cut down on dead air time. But again, like I was saying, you get your money's worth. The graphics are well done. You may not like the style. I understand there are people who don't like this whole quadrant zones thing. I happen to enjoy it. I think it works well for this game. As far as a 4X game, it is very standard. You take control of the city. You can expand. There are different types of territory you can select. Those, provinces have modifiers like forest, mountain, rocky, grassland, that sort of thing. You can find unique deposits. When you develop your city, you build buildings. The interesting thing is, there are 2 productions. Each city produces production, which is used to make buildings, right? And then there is a separate production line for draft. That's brilliant! That is how this should be a standard going forward for all strategy games of this style. A city, you shouldn't have to choose, do I make a building or do I make a soldier? 2 separate production lines. Again, you choose tomes. This is how you do research. This is how you advance the tech tree. And this is very well done. And there are multiple tomes. I can show you, each one's having a theme. And there are multiple tomes that allow you to go to the tech tree. The further you go along, the more expensive they get to research, so on and so forth. As far as combat goes, it is very well done. Not auto combat this. And I'm going to show this off, but you'll see another cutscene. So you can auto-combat, but again, this should be standard in any game with combat. I can auto-combat it, but if I don't like it, I can retry. Once, mind you, and only once, and see if I can do better. The combat itself is tactical and turn-based. As you can see, there's this, we're doing a watch replay here. It's broken up into grids. And it's just as you expect from a tactical game. There's a limit of 7? I think 6 units, including a hero per army. You just need the economy to support the army. Or armies. It is very well done, very enjoyable. I like this style between the strategic layer and the tactical layer. It works incredibly well. It is fun. It is enjoyable. If you don't like how a combat plays out, again, hit auto combat. Oh, I can do better. You can then watch the replay, see what the AI did, like we're doing here, and then play it yourself. See if you can do better. It flows smoothly and seamlessly. It's very well done. So the other thing to show off, in addition to tomes, there is what they call an empire development tree. And these trees, as you work your way down them, unlock unique and special benefits. Again, this greatly varies or modifies your empire and how it's going to play. Someone who goes Astral Shadow is going to play much differently than someone who goes Astral nature, or order, materium, or chaos and astral. All in all, it makes for a rewarding experience. There are choices to make, and they are done well. Again, is this game worth the $50? Yes, it is very well done top to bottom. Bottom to top, however you want to say it. It's got great graphics, great music. Decisions are, I feel, meaningful, and well done between the tech tree and the Empire development tree, and then race customization, culture customization, leader customization. Leaders, I forgot to mention that real quick. Leaders get skill points that you unlock as you go up, that sort of thing. There is so much customization here that you can play again and again and again and discover ways to literally not break the game, but sit there and like, oh, if I combine these two things, it's a very powerful build. And they're just fun ways to do that over and over again. I highly recommend this game. On top of that, it is easier to learn than a Civilization game, I think. So it is one of those games that is reasonably easy to learn, but difficult to master between the variables and that sort of thing. Very quick to pick up, very easy to learn, but getting into that depth means you can play this game again and again and again on repeat and continuously have fun. On top of all of this, all the mods. There is going to, with this game, with this dragon, I'm playing with the first DLC. There are guaranteed 2 more on top of that. And all the mods. This game is heavily modifiable because it is Paradox. And that is what they do. They put out a game like this, they update it, they keep it up to date, they patch it, they debug it, so on and so forth. And there are so many mods already for this game that if you get bored with this, it's like, you know what? There's not enough tomes. There's already mods adding tomes. You know what? I wish there was a race of Minotaurs. There's a mod adding different new race, physical appearances. Pretty much whatever you want as far as mods goes. So again, that just adds to replayability. I cannot, if you are a fan of fantasy strategy games, if you're a fan of 4X games, you're a fan of both, if you've ever been curious about both, again, play this game, and it's just well done. Probably, like I said, if not the best fantasy 4X game, one of the top best. It should be up there on everyone's list. There's very little, like, unless you're getting incredibly nitpicky, this is what a 4X game, fantasy game, should be held to as a standard in a lot of ways. It is just very well done. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, or comment, smash that bell, all that jazz. Even better, check out other videos and playthroughs I've made. Bestest, come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitting. Until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or, even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.